Hi, when you choose a home in Tenafly, you're doing more than just buying a home. You are choosing a lifestyle, a community, and in our town, it's not that big, it's just 4.6 square miles, but it is packed. We have 4 incredible elementary schools that sort of define 4 distinct quadrants in Tenafly. Each has its own unique personality. By the way, our team's passion is helping people discover the corner of Tenafly that feels like home. It is a personal journey, and it is about much more than just price. I would love to be your guide, and if you want to get a community tour, you can just reach out at 201-292-0011 to get a tour of these neighborhoods that we're going to dive into, or just text me. All of the information is below. So when you choose to purchase a property in Tenafly, you're not just buying the property, buying the house, you're buying into a lifestyle and buying into a community. Tenafly itself is 4.6 miles. It's pretty packed, and we have 4 quadrants basically separated by the east side and the west side. People refer to our town like that, but the town east side and the west side is sort of divided like that. And it is covering 4 elementary schools. Those 4 elementary schools are sort of quadrants. So there's the west side, which has the Stillman School and the McKay, and then there's the east side, which has the Smith School and the Mom School. There is absolutely no wrong choice, and today I am going to walk you through all 4 of those quadrants, the east side and the west side of Tenafly. And by the way, I love helping people like you, and my team does as well. So if you want to get a community tour or do a deep dive into any of these areas inside of Tenafly, just call or text 201-292-00. Link is below as well. We're so happy to help you explore the neighborhoods that we are talking about in this video. Okay, so 4 quadrants, 1 great town. Let's get into it. So on the east side, basically there is the Smith side, school, and the Mom School. Understand that even though there are 4 elementary schools, they all feed into the same middle school and into the same high school. And these are nationally recognized schools. So it's not about better or worse, it's really just about what is right for you. So on the east side, it is sort of east of the train tracks. There's no activity on these train tracks, but it's just a way for you to understand what east and west means in the Tenafly area. And the train tracks really kind of identify the middle of town, and that's where downtown is. It's sort of all around those train tracks. The east side is home to Smith and Mom elementary schools. The Smith zone is more southeast, and that was the part of Tenafly that was developed the last, and you typically hear people referring to the East Hill of Tenafly. That's kind of what they're referring to. And this is where you'll see a lot of the town's most significant properties, really all of the East Hill, because this is where you typically have larger lots, more 1-acre lots and half-acre lots. And again, like I said, it was the last area to be developed, and so properties got bigger and houses got bigger right along with it. It tends to be less of a walkable area, specifically the Smith side, but you do get those bigger estate-like houses. And of course, the insider tip for commuters is the closer you are, the further you are up on that East Hill, the closer you are to you or the Henry Hudson Parkway, the Palisades Parkway, however you want to call it, which is direct artery into the George Washington Bridge. So it basically means the further you're up on the hill, the closer you can scoot into the George Washington Bridge. And as you get higher up on that hill, you do get views of the Roundup Hill Mountains, which is very spectacular. It's a very spectacular sunset to see. The Mom zone of the East Hill is more northeast, and that is a really beautiful neighborhood. It's a mix of beautiful homes, but also has a very special sort of historic enclave. It's called Old Smith Village, and that was developed around 1917. And this area has some of the only half-acre zoning in Tenafly. It has classic colonial homes. It has very little turnover, but it's definitely a little pocket of prestige and history right on that East Hill. And the Mom zone offers more of a blend of suburban living with these unique sort of high value areas. It's also a home to the Tenafly Nature Center, which is nearly a 400-acre preserve with miles of hiking trails right on the Palisades Parkway. So that kind of defines the Smith area and the Mom area. Let's go to the west side. So the west side houses the McKay and Stillman Elementary School, plus it also houses the middle school and the high school. So this is where you'll find a more traditional walkable suburban lifestyle because the properties tend to be a little bit smaller, and that allows for, and there's more homes in that area, so that allows for more of a walkable downtown area. We have a lot of great restaurants and there's more coming, and we also have some really great community hubs like Roosevelt Common. That's a 10-acre park with tennis and courts and a pond and a skate park. We also have a kids park called Sunnyside Park, and we also have a great dog park. There's a lot to do that's walkable when you're in areas that are closer to the downtown, and again, you get a lot more of that in the Stillman McKay area. So Stillman is more southwest, and it's famous for like its welcoming atmosphere. It's very high parent activity. It's a place where there's lots of lifelong friendships and school events and block parties. The McKay zone is more northwest, and that also has a wonderful tight-knit community. Based on the data, you'd see a lot more movement in that area because there's a higher concentration of rental properties compared to other parts of town. But that offers another great way for people to join our community and have access to everything that Tenafly offers. So even though we discussed the east side and the west side and the 4 quadrants based on the school, the elementary school, there always are variables inside of that. There are areas in the Smith zone, for instance, that are on quarter acres, smaller pieces of property that are a little bit more walkable. And then there are areas on the west side that are acres that are less walkable. So I'm really talking about, you know, the general consensus of what these areas look like. And even though we have these sort of 4 distinct sort of quadrants, I can tell you that anytime I'm moving somebody in Tenafly from one area to the next, everybody thinks their area is the best area. And in fact, it is the unwritten rule of Tenafly that nobody really wants to leave. And that's part of the reason why we have such little inventory. And a lot of the families that raise their children here, kids come back and they raise their children here. So I think that's saying a lot about our town. As far as median price point is concerned, you'll see that the median price point on the west side tends to be a little bit lower than on the east side. And again, that has a lot to do with the property sizes. And by nature of the property size, the actual house size as well. Right now, our median price point in Tenafly is pretty high, and it is very hard to find affordable housing in our area. So my recommendation is to try to find the property that best fits your lifestyle, and that leads to the unwritten rule of Tenafly, which is wherever you live, you will swear your neighborhood is the best. There's such an incredible pride in every area of Tenafly, which is why people so rarely leave and why so many kids who grow up here come back to raise their own families here. And it's truly a testament to the quality of life in every corner of our town. Tenafly is not a town of like hierarchies, it's more of a town of choices. And again, every area has access to the same world-class schools and incredible quality of life. And the only question is, which one is right for you? Which one can you get into? And I am an expert in the unique character of every corner of this town. I've been living here since 2006. I raised my kids here, and I would be really honored to help you find your special place in Tenafly. So call or text me on 29200. Connect with me through any of the links in the video description below. Let's find your place in Tenafly. Bye.